Okay, so the recording has now started, and we will continue with maths 2 today. Okay, we have completed the probability chapter. So let me just show you the index of maths 2. Okay. So we have completed first chapter, second chapter, third, and sixth, I guess, right? 1, 2, 3, and sixth. So 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 are remaining. So out of which I'll be taking 7th, 8th, and 9th. These three chapters I'll be taking, and these two chapters, 4th and 5th, mostly Mangalam sir will take or somebody else will take. Okay. So yeah, let's start with the chapter limits. So yeah, you have a fair bit of idea what exactly is limit. Okay, so limit is we can say fundamental concept of calculus. Calculus is an important branch of mathematics, and the concept of limit of a function is a fundamental concept in calculus. Okay, so I don't think you have studied about calculus before coming into 11th. Okay, so this will be a bit of new topic for you, calculus. And who else has joined? Okay, Sankalp is there, right? Okay, Sankalp. Sankalp, did you hear what I said about limit, or you were out of the meeting? Okay, okay, fine. So when we think about competitive examinations, or like, yeah, Sankalp, you can turn on your mic and ask that out.
So I had a doubt in the multiplication of matrices.
Okay, so which page number is it? Can you tell me?
Yes, sir, 1 minute. Sir, the multiplication of determinants. 1 minute.
Okay, tell me the page number now, or
No,
is it
sir,
different?
can you show any example? Because in the test I was unable to figure out. I
Oh,
forgot the
okay,
method.
okay, okay. Okay, you got confused about multiplication, right? So any example will do, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, surely, Sankalp, I'll show you one example of multiplication of matrices. Maybe in the uh, later part of the lecture, right? Okay, we'll discuss
Okay,
it
sir.
later. Yeah, fine. So as of now, we'll continue with limits, and at the end of lecture, I'll tell you the multiplication. So see, limit, I think you had asked me the doubt about limit uh, earlier. So limit is nothing but, let us suppose, see the definition of limit. Suppose x is a variable and a is a constant. X takes values closer and closer to a but not equal to a. Then we say that x tends to a. Symbolically, it is denoted like this: x tends to a. That means x is taking values closer to a but not exactly a. Okay, so see, so from left hand side we say it as a x tends to a minus or a negative, x tends to a minus, and x tends to a positive from the right hand side. So x is taking the values that are closer to a but not exactly a. So I think I had given you an example why limit is necessary, but okay, so I'll give you another example. Let us suppose if we have sine x upon x, okay, and let us suppose value of x is 0 here. Okay, limit x tends to 0, sine x upon x. So value of sine x is 0 and value of x is 0. So it is infinite. Okay, it comes infinite when we go with the conventional ways, but in limits we can find out a value. So how we can find out, we'll see in the later part of the chapter, but yes, we'll be able to find out the value of this also. So that is the advantage of limit. That means we are not taking the value of x exactly equals to 0, we are taking the value of x closer to 0. Okay, so that will not result into infinite answer, it will give some answer to us. Okay, so that is the advantage of limit. Okay, so see, we have one example here. F of x is equals to x plus 3. Take the value of x very close to 3 but not equal to 3. The following table shows that x gets near to the 3 and corresponding value of f of x also get near to 6. Now we are talking about this x. Okay, so x tends to 3. See, मतलब इस x के वैल्यू हम 3 के क्लोजर ले रहे हैं. So it might be 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.9 or 2.99. So depending upon the value of x, value of f of x changes. If the value of x is 2.5, f of x will be 5.5. If value of x is 2.99, then value of f of x will be 5.99. Okay, so this is how the limit thing works. So this was left-handed limit. We were going from 2 to 3. Okay, so not necessary we can come from 4 to 3. If we take value of x as a 3.6, so the answer will be 6.6. Or it will be, if value of x is 3.01, so it will be, answer will be f of x will be 6.01. So one thing we have to consider that although we are putting, like, see, in few examples you will see, if it is given like limit x tends to 0, we actually put the value of 0, but that is not the value of 0, that is closer to 0. Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, 3.6 tends to 4 also. No problem. Yeah, 3.6 tends to 4 also and 3 also. That is also closer to 3. Even if we are thinking about bigger sums, okay, even if we are thinking about bigger sums, we can consider 4 is closer to 3. Okay, 4 also tends to 3. We can consider that also if needed. There is no issue with it. Okay, yeah. So we are going to study the limit of a rational function f of x, p of x divided by q of x as x tends to a. So p of x and q of x are polynomials in x. We get three different cases here. So see, if polynomial is given in this form, like p of x divided by q of x, so and if x tends to a, then first condition might be q of a is not equals to 0, or it might be q of a is equals to 0 and p of a is equals to 0, q of a is equals to 0 and p of a is not equals to 0. So these three conditions can be there when we are given a function like this, f of x is equals to p of x divided by q of x. Okay, so these are the three conditions. In case 1, the limit f of x as x tends to a is written like this, p of x divided by q of x is equals to p of a by q of a. Now we are thinking about, or we are talking about case 1 in which q of a is not equals to 0. Okay, so calculating the limit becomes easy. Q of a is not equals to 0, it has some value, so we can go with the conventional way. We don't need to make any changes. In case 2, x minus a is a factor of p of x as well as q of x. So we express p of x and q of x as a p of x is equals to x minus a p of x, and q of x is equals to x minus a q1 of x. So this is how we write, and x minus a is not equals to 0. See, we are talking about the second case. Let us suppose in a polynomial. Okay, so we have given denominator as a p of x polynomial, and sorry, numerator as a p of x, denominator as a q of x. And let us suppose if we put the value of the limit in that denominator, sorry, in that polynomial, then the polynomial becomes 0. Numerator as well as denominator becomes 0. So the given limit is nothing but the factor of p of x as well as q of x. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to take factor out of both, like numerator also and denominator also, and we will cancel out the factors. When we will take examples, you will understand this. But as of now, just remember, if numerator and denominator are coming are equal to 0 when we put the limit, value of limit, then we have to find out the factors, and we will cancel out the same factors, and then we can get the value of actual limit. Okay. And if in the third case, like after taking factors out, after cancelling out the factors, even if then also q of a is equals to 0, अभी भी अगर डिनोमिनेटर 0 ही है, तो इस केस में क्या होता है कि लिमिट डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. Okay, limit does not exist. Now definition of limit. So this is the definition of limit. If given epsilon is greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that f of x minus L is less than epsilon for all x minus a less than delta, then we say that f of x tends to L as x tends to a. Now L is what and a is what? Let me just clarify this. L is the value of function, overall function. Okay, value of overall function. As x tends to a, मतलब जैसे जैसे x की वैल्यू a की ओर बढ़ती है, f of x की वैल्यू L की ओर बढ़ती है. So we have two concepts. That is, first one is a, that is limit, value of limit, x tends to a, and as x tends to a, f of x will also tends to L. So in this case, there is a value of x which satisfies these two conditions. Okay, so how this satisfies, we'll see in the problems. Now see, consider the example f of x is equals to 3x plus 1. Take a is equals to 0 and L is equals to 0. Now a is equals to 0 we have to take, and the value of L is equals to 1. So that means the function's value should reach to 1. Now how it will reach to 1? See, if value of x is 0, so the whole term becomes 0, and the value of function will go towards 1. Okay, so a is given 0 here. That means the value of, or the limit x tends to 0, we can take like that. So we want to find some delta that is greater than 0 such that, now see this first condition, 0 is smaller than x minus 0, that is again smaller than delta, implies that the value of f of x tends to L, given that there is some value epsilon which is less than the mod of this. Okay, so yeah, after, wait, so this one gets cancelled with this, and 3x is smaller than epsilon. So value of epsilon is, sorry, value of x is epsilon by 3. So if value of x is epsilon by 3, we have the delta that is epsilon by 3. Now epsilon can be anything. Okay, epsilon can be anything depending upon the function. So we just ask to find out the value of delta. हमें delta की value find out करने के लिए बोला जाता है. So this is the value of delta, and the function can be plotted like this. Okay, so you can understand with the help of this plot how the function is plotted. Okay, so mostly you will आपको मतलब आपके एग्जाम में इस तरह का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. Okay, so it was just a definition of limit. Now what is one sided limit? Limit x tends to minus a. Limit x tends to minus a or a minus a negative f of x, and limit x tends to plus a, that is f of x, if they exist, are called one-sided limits. Now let me just tell you. Okay, so see, if this is a number line, there is a 0 over here. Okay, and it is positive 1 here, it is negative 1 here. Okay, so when we come closer to 0 from both the sides, then value somewhat here. Okay, यहाँ पे जो कोई वैल्यू रहेगी यहाँ पे, so that will be 0 plus, मतलब 0 की पॉजिटिव वैल्यू, एंड इस पॉइंट पे 0 से जस्ट पहले द वैल्यू विल बी 0 negative. Okay, so if the limit satisfies, or it gives the equal answer for both these conditions, 0 negative as well as 0 positive, then we say that one-sided limit exists. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of 0 negative and 0 positive. Similar for all the cases, that is 0 or a negative, a positive, it is same. Left-handed limit. Now left-handed, that means negative limit. See, if given epsilon is greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0, such that for f of x minus L smaller than epsilon for all x with a minus delta is smaller than x, that is smaller than a. So that is limit x tends to a minus f of x is equals to L. Similarly, for x tends to a positive, f of x is equals to L. So these are properties. These will not be asked in your examination. Okay, so see, algebra of limits. First of all, it is addition. Limit x tends to a f of x plus or minus g of x. So we can split the limit like any other constant. Okay, so we will multiply limit x tends to a with f of x as well as with g of x. Similar for multiplication, we can separate multiplication. Limit x tends to a f of x multiplied with limit x tends to a g of x. If there is a constant can be taken out of limit, so we will take the constant out and we will just apply the limit on the function or the variables in it. Okay, similar for the division, we can apply limit separately to numerator as well as denominator. Okay, so you can remember these few things. Limit x tends to a, k is a constant, so the value will be k only. Limit cannot be applied on constants, it can be only applied on the variables. So limit a x tends to a x, so we will replace x with a, our answer will be a. Similar with this, only we are replacing x with a. Okay, so these are the things. Now there are few solved examples over here. See, limit y tends to 2. In this example, we just have to put the value of y is equals to 2. We don't have to make any changes. We'll directly get 20 as answer straightforward. Okay, so if the answer is like, if we are getting a finite answer after putting the value of limit, then that is our real answer, or that is our actual answer, that is our desired answer. But if we are getting answers like infinite, 0, so those answers are not acceptable, and in that case we have to make few changes. Okay, so you can go through these solved examples. Yeah, now there is a theorem. So this theorem there will be question asked in your examination based on this theorem, so we'll focus on this theorem. Okay, now let us suppose you have given one example like in this form: limit x tends to a where x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a. So we can directly write like this: n into a raised to n minus 1, where n is a element of natural numbers and a is greater than 0. A has to be greater than 0, that is the condition, right? So I don't think proof will be asked, so we'll just jump to the examples. Let's take this first example: limit x tends to 5 x raised to 4 minus 625 divided by x minus 5. So that यहाँ पे n क्या है? n is 4, a is 5. n is 4, a is 5. So put n multiplied by a n minus 1. Okay, this is the theorem. You have to remember that formula. That is the first formula in the limit chapter. You can directly get the answer as a 500. Okay, 5 raised to 4 minus 1, that is 5 cube, that is 125. 125 multiplied by 4, that equals to 500. Okay, now second example. In the second example, limit x tends to 2 x raised to 7 minus 128 divided by x raised to 5 minus 32. So as here x tends to 2 is given, so we must understand one thing, that denominator has to be x minus 2. So 128 is nothing but 2 raised to 7, 32 is nothing but 2 raised to 5. So we can divide both, like x minus 2 से हम दोनों को डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. So इसके लिए एक सेपरेट फॉर्मूला लगेगा, डिनोमिनेटर के लिए एक सेपरेट फॉर्मूला लगेगा, and you will get the answer, right? So yeah, that is it about the theorem. Now you can solve this example. So evaluate the following limits. So यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं करना. यहाँ पे अगर आप डायरेक्टली लिमिट की वैल्यू पुट करते हो, z इज इक्वल्स टू -3 पुट करते हो, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, राइट? So you can directly put the value of z is equals to -3. Nothing else, nothing changes need to be done. Okay, this is a straightforward example. क्या आएगा एग्जांपल का आंसर? √3 डिवाइडेड बाय -3 आएगा, बराबर. This is -3, no? So if we put the value of z is equals to -3, -3 plus 6 will become 3, and z will be -3. So this is the answer for the first. Now for the second, don't go for second, let's go for the third. Okay, so see, now in this case, if we put the value of z as a -5, then -5 plus 5 will become 0, and 0 at denominator is not acceptable. Okay, we don't need 0 at denominator. So how we can make changes to this sum? Let us see. So do the cross multiplication. 5 plus z divided by 5 plus z divided by 5z. Okay, and again divided by z plus 5. Okay, divided by 1. For this I'm taking 1 as a denominator. So this will be multiplied by this, and this one will get multiplied with this. Okay, so it is z plus 5. These both will get cancelled, and what is remaining? 1 by 5z. Okay, so this is the simplification of the given example, 1 by 5z. Now you can put the value of z. If you put the value of z, denominator is not 0, so that is the acceptable answer. So it will be -1 upon 25. The answer for the third one is -1 upon 25, right? Okay, evaluate the following limits. Again, I think same can be followed. If denominator is not 0, just put the value of given x and get the answer. Again, there's nothing to go in the example. So second one, now straightforward formula need to be applied, right? What is the value of n here? Value of n is -3. What is the value of a here? 2, right? And denominator is n minus 1. It has to be n is minus 3. Okay, so minus 3 multiplied with 2 raised to minus 4. Okay, so this 2 raised to minus 4 goes in denominator and it becomes, so it has to be minus 3 upon 16, right? So solution for this second one is this minus 3 upon 16. Just have to apply the formula. Okay, so again for this you have to divide this numerator by x minus 5, denominator by x minus 5. That will do. Okay, you can get the answer of fourth one as well in a straightforward way. Here n is 4, n is 4 and a is 1. Okay, so you can get the answer of this also. Now let's discuss about this example. X tends to 1 and given is like this, and if denominator is x minus 1, if we put the value of x is equals to 1, denominator is denominator here will be 0, which is not acceptable. We don't need the denominator as a 0, so we have to make some changes to the example. What changes can be done, we'll see. Okay, now let us suppose this n is given. First of all, we'll read the example. X plus x square plus x cube plus so on up to x raised to n minus n divided by x minus 1. So we have to get x minus 1 in the numerator. First thing is that, okay, we have to get the x minus 1 term in the numerator, so that the x minus 1 in numerator and x minus 1 in denominator both will get cancelled. Okay, so we can think how we can get the term x minus 1. So for that we need 1. Okay, so let us suppose if I write 3 is equals to 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so the 3 can be represented like this, and here terms of x are how many terms? N terms are there. X raised to n is there, no? So n terms are there of x. So can I write x like, sorry, n like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times. Okay, n times 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times रहेगा. So x की terms जो है वो भी n times है, और हमारे पास n times 1 भी आ जाएगा. कैसे आ जाएगा? When we expand this n can be written like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 so on up to n. Now n number of times. Okay, so first term and all the ones will be like, when we apply this negative sign, so they will be minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. So first term will be x minus 1. मैंने यहाँ पे एक 1 दे दिया. नाउ मैं दूसरा 1 यहाँ पे दे देता हूँ. ठीक है, प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 1. ओके, मैंने तीसरा 1 जो है यहाँ पे दे दिया, प्लस एक्स क्यूब माइनस 1 एंड सो ऑन अप टू. अभी मैं इन सब में से x माइनस 1 कॉमन निकाल सकता हूँ. ओके, इसमें से भी निकल सकता है, इसमें से भी निकल सकता है. x माइनस 1 कैन बी टेकन आउट. So we will cancel that x minus 1 with this x minus 1, and the remaining term can be solved by putting x is equals to 1. Okay, ये जो x minus 1 निकल रहा है ना इन सब टर्म में से, इसको न्यूमरेटर में एक मतलब सेपरेट निकाल लो, कॉमन निकालो सब में से, and delete the numerator term with denominator term. So you will get some polynomial, and you can put directly value x is equals to 1 in that polynomial, because there is a no denominator. We don't have to worry about it. If there is a no denominator, we can get the answer straightforward. Okay, now we'll solve this example. Okay. So again, this is a straightforward example of the formula, but see, it is given in a different form. We have to simplify it. Our formula is x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a. So see, in one bracket x, sorry, a minus b, in another bracket a plus b, so that implies a square minus b square, right? A square minus b square. So I'll simplify this example like root of x cube root of x square minus cube root of 7 square divided by x minus 7. ओके, तो मैंने इस तरीके से इसे सिंप्लीफाई कर लिया. Now still it doesn't look like the given form. Okay, in the numerator it has to be x raised to n and a raised to n. लेकिन यहाँ पे जो है क्यूब रूट ऑफ x raised to n है, क्यूब रूट ऑफ x raised to y a raised to n है. So again we have to remove that cube root also. Okay, so for cube root we can write 1 by 3 as a power. Okay, like see, x raised to 1 by 3, that does means it is cube root, iska square, minus 7 raised to 1 by 3 is its square and x minus 7. Okay, now these two powers get multiplied, so it will be x raised to 2 by 3 and minus a raised to 2 by 3 divided by x minus a, that is x minus 7. So value of n is 2 by 3 and value of a is 7. So n की वैल्यू क्या बोला मैंने, 2 by 3 है, a की वैल्यू क्या है, 7 है, and raised to क्या रहेगा, n minus 1, that is 2 by 3 minus 1. So if you solve this, you will get answer for this. Okay, I hope Sankalp you understand this, right? Sankalp, can we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. See, now in the fourth example, I'll just give you the hints how this can be solved. Okay, no need to worry about this example. This is just a straightforward example. What can be the value of k? You can find out that. So in this example, if we put the value of x directly equals to 0, so denominator is going to be 0, which is not acceptable. So what we can do is we will replace this term. Okay, 1 minus x can be replaced by p. Okay, if 1 minus x is replaced by p, x has to be replaced by something. So x has to be replaced by, I think, 1 minus p. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. X has to be replaced by 1 minus p. So our example becomes p raised to 8 minus 1 divided by p square minus 1. x minus 1 minus x को मैंने p रख दिया. अभी x को मुझे 1 माइनस p रखना है. यहाँ पे अगर x इज इक्वल्स टू मैं 1 माइनस p रखता हूँ, सो 1 minus p tends to 0. So this p will go here or 1 will go here and p tends to 1 is there. Okay, ये जो 1 है यहाँ पे चला जाएगा, so minus p tends to minus 1, that means p tends to 1. So limit for this new example will be limit p tends to 1. Again similar problem is there. If we put the value, it has to be 1, not 0. So if we put the value of p is equals to 1 again, you will get denominator as a 0, which is not again acceptable. You need to have some value at denominator. So yeah, you can divide numerator as well as denominator by p minus 1. P minus 1. It is 1 raised to 8, 1 raised to 2. So you can apply the theorem for numerator and denominator separately, and you'll get the answer. Okay. Again, yeah, this is also similar example or same example. There's nothing new in it. This is example same like the first one. Okay. Now, in the following examples, given epsilon is greater than 0, find a delta greater than 0 such that whenever x minus a is smaller than delta, we must have f of x minus l smaller than epsilon. Okay. Now, what we need to find out and what we have. We'll take fourth example. We have to find out the value of delta, which has to be greater than 0. Okay. And we have f of x, this is our f of x. We have l, this. Okay. And when we find out the value of x in form of epsilon, when we find out the value of x in the form of epsilon, so that is nothing but the value of delta. Okay. So see, we have to put values here in this formula. F of x is x square plus x plus 1 minus 3. Now L is there, so L is 3 here, mod of which has to be smaller than epsilon. Okay. Now you can solve for x. x के लिए आप solve कर सकते हो. कैसे solve करना है देखो. This will become x square plus x minus 2. Smaller than epsilon. So this is a quadratic equation. You can find out the quadratic equation with the help of by parts method or by formula method. So formula method is easy for me. We'll go with the formula method. Minus b, that is 1, plus or minus b square under under root b square minus 4ac, that is 4 multiplied by minus 2, that is minus 8, I think. Yes, minus 8 divided by 2a. So this minus minus becomes plus, and minus 1 plus or minus root of 9 by 2, which is minus 1 plus or minus 3 by 2. So minus 1 plus 3, that is minus 2 by 2, that is, yeah, minus 2 by 2, that is minus 1. And if we add them to, okay, it has to be 1 or minus 2. 1 and minus 2 are the two roots of the given equation. Okay, these roots of this equation, just verify. If we put 1 here, minus 2, yeah, it is equals to 0. If we put minus 2 here, minus 2 square is 4, and minus 2 becomes 4 minus 4, so it get cancelled. So these two are the roots. Okay. So value of x, that is 1, x minus 1 is the one factor of the given equation. x minus, sorry, x plus x square plus x minus 2 का जो एक फैक्टर है वो x minus 1 रहेगा, x plus 2 भी रहेगा, which is smaller than epsilon. So epsilon की जो वैल्यू है, एप्सिलॉन की वैल्यू नहीं, x की वैल्यू इज इक्वल्स टू एप्सिलॉन रहेगी. x की वैल्यू क्या रहेगी? एप्सिलॉन रहेगी. दिस वन विल गो दिस साइड. ओके. Okay, so rest of the examples are similar. You can solve those. Now the easier method, or the easiest method, I'll say, that is method of factorization. So we are given two polynomials one at numerator, second at denominator, and we will be given limit like x tends to a f of x. Okay, so if f x tends to a is given, that means when we will put the value of x is equals to a, we will get either numerator is equals to 0 or denominator is equals to 0 or both of them is equals to 0. Okay, so these are the three things: numerator is equals to 0, denominator is equals to 0, or both of them are 0. In case numerator is 0 and denominator is not 0, so we have the answer for limit. If both of them are 0, then we can make few changes and we can find out the value of limit. But if there is a denominator is equals to 0 and no further changes can be done or no further adjustment can be done, so in that case the limit does not exist. So these three conditions are there. I repeat the conditions: if numerator is equals to 0, denominator is non-zero, we have the value of limit that will be equal to 0. Second case, if both the numerator as well as denominator are 0, we can make few changes. If we can make few changes, we'll make the changes and we'll get the value of a limit. And if the denominator is 0 and we cannot make changes, okay, we don't have the what we can say space to make changes, in that case we'll simply write limit does not exist. So once we see one example, we'll understand all these theoretical things. Okay, so evaluate limit z tends to 3, z multiplied by 2z minus 3 minus 1, sorry, minus 9 divided by z square minus 4z plus 3. So if we substitute z is equals to 3 in numerator and denominator, both will be 0. Okay, you can put z is equals to 3 in numerator and denominator, and you will find out that both the numerator as well as denominator are becoming 0. So in this case, one thing is true, one thing is fixed, that is both the numerator and denominator are having x minus 3 as a common factor, x minus 3 as a common factor, right? तो उस कॉमन फैक्टर को हम सेपरेट आउट निकालेंगे न्यूमरेटर से भी और डिनोमिनेटर से भी, and we'll cancel out those factors, and remaining example or solution can be solved like this. See, so this is the modified equation. If we multiply z with this, 2z square minus 3z minus 9 will be the equation, and the denominator is as it is. So if we factorize numerator and denominator, we'll get z minus 3 as a common factor. We'll cancel that out, and the remaining example can be solved by putting z is equals to 3. Now we can put z is equals to 3 because there is neither numerator is equals to 0 nor denominator is equals to 0. Even if numerator is equals to 0, we can put it, but in this case it is not. So put z is equals to 3, and this is our value, 9 by 2. 9 by 2 is the value. Okay, so you might have seen the division, how to find out factors. Okay, we'll not go into this, we'll directly go to the exercise and we'll solve few examples from here. So for, let us say this, limit z tends to 2, z square minus 5z plus 6 divided by z square minus 4. In this case, we have z minus 2 as a common factor for numerator as well as denominator. Okay, so to find out or to factorize this, we have several methods. Okay, we can use, but one method that is what we can say reliable, okay, we can use for any problem, that is the division method, division of polynomials. Okay, so divisor is what? Z minus 2. Dividend is z square minus 5z plus 6. Okay, I hope you have idea about this division. Okay, so we need z square, so we have to multiply this z with z, so we get z square here Now again we have to multiply this z with -2, so -2z comes here. We will subtract it, so it becomes minus, it is plus, so z squared gets cancelled. So in the remainder is -3z plus 6. Again we need -3z, we have z, so we can multiply with -3. -3 multiplied by z, that is -3z, and -3 multiplied by -2, that is +6. If we subtract this, that is 0. Okay, so we have these two factors, z minus 3 and z minus 2. These are the two factors of this numerator. Okay, now see, न्यूमिनेटर्स के फैक्टर हमें क्या मिल गए, z minus 2 and z minus 3. These are the factors of numerator. For denominator, it is z square minus 2 square can be written, so a square minus b square, that is a plus b in one bracket, a minus b in another bracket. Okay, so these two will get cancelled. Now we can put the value of z is equals to 2, z is equals to 2. So -1 divided by 4 should be the answer for first one. -1 divided by 4 is the answer for first one. Okay, okay, good. So we'll take one or two examples. With that, our practice set exercise 7.2 will be completed. Okay, so you just have to, what you have to do is, in this practice set you have to find out the factors, common factors, and cancel them out. You will get the answer in a straightforward way. Okay, so yeah, this looks a little different example, right? So this is a little different example. Limit del x tends to 0, x plus del x whole square plus, sorry, minus 2 x plus del x plus 1 minus x square minus 2x plus 1 divided by del x. So what can be done? If we put the value of del x is equals to 0, denominator is 0, which is not acceptable. Anyhow, we have to cancel out this del x. So let us see. Expand this, a plus b whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Multiply this 2 with all the terms, 2x minus 2 del x plus 1 plus 1 minus x square plus 2x minus 1 divided by del x. Although I'm not writing limit is here. Okay, so see what can be cancelled out. This 2x will be cancelled with this 2x. This x square get cancelled with this x square. This plus 1 goes with this minus 1. So what is remaining? Remaining is 2x del x square and minus 2 del x. Okay, so I'll write it here. Is it del x square? Yeah, it is del x square. Del x square plus 2x del x minus 2 del x. In denominator, del x is there. So you can take del x common from this. Okay, यहाँ पे भी del x की term है. See, del x की term यहाँ पे भी है, यहाँ पे भी है, यहाँ पे भी है. Take del x common. Del x will be cancelled. So remaining is del x प्लस सी, यहाँ पे डेल एक्स स्क्वायर था ना, तो एक डेल एक्स तो चला गया. नाउ डेल एक्स प्लस 2x minus 2. So you can put the value of del x is equals to 0. If this is 0, 2x minus 2 is equals to, okay, wait, yeah, that is the final answer. That has to be the final answer. Okay, we cannot proceed further than this. That is the value of f of x, provided the limit. We don't have the value of x, no, we just have the value of del x, so we cannot put the value of x here. We just have to put del x is equals to 0. So that is the final answer. F of x is equals to 2x minus 2. Okay. So yeah, whether you try all of the examples or few of them, don't forget to try this. Okay, so this is a exception that we were talking about. No, even if you take factors, common factors, and you cancel out, you still won't be able to get the answer. So limit for this particular example does not exist. Okay, how much you, मतलब आप कितना भी ट्राई करो, इसका डिनोमिनेटर जो है वो हमेशा जीरो ही रहेगा. यू कैन सॉल्व दिस. ओके, सिमिलर फॉर दिस एग्जांपल्स आल्सो. यहाँ पे एग्जांपल्स बड़े बड़े दिख रहे हैं, लेकिन वो जो डिवीजन की मेथड है ना, पॉलिनोमियल की डिवीजन मेथड, उससे आपको फैक्टर्स कॉमन निकालने हैं, फैक्टर्स कैंसिल आउट करने हैं, एंड यू जस्ट हैव टू पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ लिमिट. दैट्स इट. Nothing extra in the practice set exercise 7.2. Okay, so these two exercises please try at home. Okay, in the next class on next Monday, sorry, next Tuesday, we'll see the method of rationalization, right? Okay, Sankal. Okay, yeah, bye. Keep practicing. If you have doubts, you can reach to me on WhatsApp. Okay, yeah, bye. Oh, sorry. I just forgot about your doubt, huh? Yeah. Okay. So you had a doubt about matrix multiplication, right? So let me just open one. Wait, we'll get your doubt clarified. Now, first of all, we'll see the matrix multiplication for 2 into 2 or 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so first of all, for multiplication, you know that, let us suppose this is a matrix A, that is 3 into 2. Okay, and that is matrix B, which is 2 into 3. Okay, so these two has to be same, and the resultant matrix will be of this form. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. Okay, you are not able to see the, yeah. Okay, see, this is matrix A of the form 2 by 3, so 3 by 2, and this is the matrix B of the form 2 by 3. So these two terms, or these two things need to be same, and the resultant matrix will be of this form. So this is the first condition, whether the matrix multiplication exists or not. Okay, so we'll take any random matrix. First of all, let us take 2 into 2 matrix. 2 1 1 5, and the second matrix is 3 2 1 4. Okay, so see, first of all, first row, first column. सी, अपना अभी ये जो पहला मैट्रिक्स है ये है 2 into 2 फॉर्म का, ये मैट्रिक्स जो है ये है 2 into 2 फॉर्म का. सो रिजल्टेंट मैट्रिक्स विल बी ऑफ 2 into 2 फॉर्म, मतलब हमें 4 स्लॉट्स फिल करने हैं. ओके, फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड एंड फोर्थ, these 4 slots we need to fill. Our resultant matrix will be like this. So first of all, फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम, तो फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम का यहाँ पे एलिमेंट कौन सा रहेगा, ये एलिमेंट, बरोबर. तो हम जो कर रहे हैं ना अभी मल्टीप्लीकेशन, दैट इज फॉर द एलिमेंट first, that is for the element whose place is first row first column. Okay, so first row first column का multiplication करो. 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. 1 multiplied by 1, that is 1. Okay, so मैंने क्या किया, पहले रो को पहले कॉलम के साथ में मल्टीप्लाई किया, और इसे फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम की प्लेस पे रख दिया. ओके, नाउ फर्स्ट रो second column. Now I'm doing for this slot. 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4, and 1 multiplied by 4, that is 4, right? So यहाँ पे 8 रहेगा. फर्स्ट रो सेकेंड कॉलम. देखो फर्स्ट रो सेकेंड कॉलम का एलिमेंट मुझे मिल गया है. नाउ सेकेंड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम. सेकेंड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. Okay, see, 1 multiplied by 3, 5 multiplied by 1. That was second row first column. Second row है मेरा, first column है यहाँ पे. Now second row second column. So the element is of second row second column. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, and 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Now you can solve further. That will be 7, 8, 8, 22. That will be resultant matrix. Okay, so are you satisfied, or shall we take the 3 into 2 matrix?
So can you show 3 into 2?
Yeah, right, no problem. 1, 3, 5, 2, 1, let us say 0 here. Okay, 2, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 2. That is 3 into 2. Now it has to be multiplied with 2 into 3. That means 2 rows and 3 columns.
So that is 3 into 3, na?
Oh, sorry, that is 3 into 3. Okay, wait. 3 into 2. Okay, 3 into 2. I hope this matrix is not similar. No, it is not. Now I'll take one matrix, that is 1, 1, 0, and 2, 1, 3. So this matrix is 2 into 3. That means these two elements are same, and the resultant matrix will be of 3 into 3. Now go for the first row first column. See, I'll write my results here. First row first column. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. I got the element for first row first column. Now first row second column. First row second column. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. This is the element for first row second column. Now first row third column. 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. So I'll directly write it 9 here. Okay, so I've got the first row. Now first row is done. Now go with second row. Second row first column. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, and okay, you got it. I hope you got it, right? Okay, so I don't need to solve
Yes,
further.
sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. So it is 6 p.m. as well. Yeah. Yeah, Sankalp, we'll meet in the next lecture. Okay, bye bye. You
Okay,
can
sir.
leave the
Thank
class.
you.
Yeah, welcome. Always welcome.